It is with profound sadness we announce the passing of Shon Ephraim, better known as Blanco, Yellow, and Mumulu of Olio, who resided in Canada. He passed away at the Windsor Hospital in Ontario, Canada, on Sunday, April 27, 2025, at 12:31 p.m. He was 48 years old. He was the former youngest Chatwell of the Olio La Marguerite group for a number of years. He was predeceased by his father, Cecil Ephraim, better known as Hamlet, his mother, Ronita Ephraim, better known as Ronta, of Montego Bay in Olio, left to mourn his wife, Rose Ephraim, in Canada, his only sister, Sandy Estefan, in Guadeloupe. 7 brothers, his twin, Shon Ephraim, better known as Ring the Bell, employee of Rambali's Funeral Parlor Castries, Francis Estefan, better known as Awis in Martinique, Paul Estefan, better known as Bullock in Martinique, Thomas Estefan, better known as Ray in Martinique, Anthony Ephraim, better known as Clochai in Guadeloupe, Fimba Ephraim, better known as 50 in Olio, Sylvester Ephraim, better known as Ting in Olio, adopted brother Nadel Alexander of Auger, Vieux-Fort. 7 aunts, Cynthia Lewis, better known as Linda, and family here and in St. Croix, Agatha Theodule, better known as Apia and family in Olio, Stella Theodule and family in St. Martin, Leah Evans and family in Olio, Sheila Eugene and family in La Pointe Dennery, Magde Barthelemy and family in Olio, Nola Joseph and family in Olio, 1 grand aunt, Philomene Polius, also known as Martha of Olio, 6 uncles, Pierre Plumasso in France, Eustace Estefan, better known as Mifans, in Denrivier, Lawrence Theodule, better known as Nowen, in Orlando, Florida, Daniel Theodule, better known as Mason, in St. Croix, Francis Theodule, better known as Macara, in St. Martin, Randolph Theodule, better known as Zabuka, in Olio, 11 nephews, Martinus Estefan, better known as Tari and family in Martinique, Paulinus Estefan in Martinique, Richie Estefan in Martinique, Macmillan Estefan in Martinique, McQueen Estefan in Martinique, Tony Chris Vanoni in Guadeloupe, Dylan Theodule and family in Olio, Baptiste Ephraim and family in Olio, Obi Ephraim in England, McLean Estefan in Mon Repos. 6 nieces, Makita Epicion in Martinique, Celine Ephraim in Denrivier, Shanice Ephraim in Olio, Meline Vanoni in Guadeloupe, Elvia Ephraim in Guadeloupe, Wendy Miriam in France. 1 grand niece, Eliana Ephraim in Denrivier. 4 sisters-in-law, Margarita Ephraim, better known as Agito in Olio, Suzanne Ephraim, better known as Susie in Olio, Genevra Estefan in Martinique, Diana Saint-Age in Olio, 1 brother-in-law, Camille Elepin in Guadeloupe. One uncle-in-law, Nicholas Rano, in Guadeloupe. Aunt-in-law, Angelian Theodule, better known as Audrey, of Orlando, Florida. Several cousins, including Joyce Ford and family here and in New York, Mariana Claxton and family in Martinique, Guadeloupe, and France, Mariage Evans, better known as Paulina and family in Olio, Paulina and family in Olio, Kimberly Marshall and family in Olio, Teresa Oville and family in St. Martin, Magdalene Oville and family in St. Martin, Versha Oville and family in St. Martin, Joyce Oville and family of Debarra, Merlin Theodule and family in Olio, Charlene Gittens, a student of UWI Mona campus, Shakiria Theodule, employee of GVD, Shania Theodule, employee of KM2, Chris Theodule, better known as MTJ ASAP, Margarita Lewis Orivale and family in Olio, Bibiana Lewis and family in Olio, Magilta Mathre and family in Olio, Lancia Theodule Marcel and family in Olio, Burton Theodule and family in Despair, Janie Theodule and family in Marigot, Elizabeth Theodule in St. Martin, Al Marshall in Olio, Safira Theodule and family of Olio, Jeremy Terrace and family in New York, Magdalene Estefan, better known as Maggie and family in New York, Anisha Colbeck and family in Canada, Elishas Estefan and family in New York, Nadine Estefan George and family in Guavavine, Brenda Edward and family of Goodlands, Mervyn Edward and family in Goodlands, Fitzroy Edward and family in Goodlands, Meredith Constantine and family in Olio, Sabine Orville Cassius and family in Olio, Gilda Theodule and family in St. Martin, Kimbert Pascal and family in Barbados, Quintina Henry in Despair, Randall Theodule in Orlando, Florida, Camina Dolion and family in Monrepo, Pacas Alexander and family in St. Croix, Nolan Theodule in St. Martin, Julita Edward and family in England, Cass and family in England, Mike and family in England, Cecil and family in England, Sandra and family in England, Wenceslas and family in England, Sylvie Beenan and family in Guadeloupe, Christiane Grava and family in Guadeloupe, Christophe Rano and family in Guadeloupe, Jean-Luc Rano and family in Guadeloupe, Monique Rano and family in Guadeloupe, Jerome Orville, better known as Down the Road in Olio, Leslie Ann Jules and family of Yesique, Tranda Vitalis, Winston Vitalis, and Deanne Vitalis, all of Olio, Geneva Evans Joseph of New York, Gloria Constantine and family in New York, Sandrine Pulmasso in France, Nasha Boucha of Guadeloupe, Christina Fenelon of St. Martin, Valine Fenelon in Olio, Leona Theodore in Olio. Many special friends including Jennifer Arnold in Despair, Will Keith Edward in England, Magdalene George in Tila Ressus, Stanislas Lawrence in Canada, Magdalene Emmanuel, better known as Ilun, Keith, Camo, all in Canada, Helen in Martinique, Vian in St. Martin. Several other relatives and friends too numerous to mention, including the following: the Estefan families, the Nicholas families, the Ephraim families, the Orville families, the Theodule families, the Rano families, the Constantine families, the Stanio families, the La Marguerite group of Olio, class of 1997 of Larissa's Combined School. A memorial service for the late Shon Ephraim, better known as Blanco, Yellow, and Mumulun, will take place at the St. Michael's Parish, Larissus Dennery, on Monday, June 23, 2025, at 3 p.m. Those who will be attending the memorial service are kindly asked to wear Marguerite colors in honor of his role in the festival. May his soul continue to sleep in eternal peace.